Hi, in this session, I will demonstrate a procedure to solve a problem, and the specialty of this problem is that it contains a problem from trajectory planning plus a problem from manipulator dynamics plus a problem from robot control. So all these three theories will be covered in this problem. So let's start to understand this problem. So this question or problem is about a single link manipulator, which is shown in this figure. And here you can neglect the damping acting on this manipulator due to this joint or due to any air drag or anything. So damping can be neglected in the simulation part. The stiffness may also be neglected, and the gravity may also be neglected in the simulation. Okay, so it is also assumed that the inertia tensor of this single link is diagonal, and I will just demonstrate a procedure. So in that procedure, I will not take any numerical value of any parameter. So when you implement that procedure in any software like MATLAB or any other software, then you can assume any suitable value for the parameters. So because the inertia tensor is diagonal, so the moment of inertia like Ixx, Iyy and Izz, their value can be selected suitably, and the location of center of mass, this is another parameter whose value need to be used in the simulation. Then the link length, which is denoted by L, and the mass of link. So these are some parameters of the link. The remaining parameters can be named by any alphabets, and their value can be assumed suitably. So we have to solve 4 problems related to trajectory following control. So our objective is to make this single link manipulator to follow a prescribed trajectory. Here is a note. Here is a note. I will describe this note later on. Once we understand these 4 problems, then this note will be helpful for us to implement this problem in any software. So the first problem is to generate a trajectory. So we have to prescribe or generate a trajectory. Okay, this trajectory may be of any shape. The trajectory can be chosen by the independent persons who are solving this problem. So we have to generate a trajectory, and here it is assumed that the trajectory starts from rest. So initial angle is theta naught, and at this particular angle, the link starts moving from the rest, and it stops moving at theta f. So theta f is the final angle, and at this point the link stops moving, and it moves through a via point theta 1. So theta 1 is a via point. So suppose this is the point theta 0, and suppose this is theta 1 via point, and this is the theta f. Okay, final point. So this link moves from this point. It starts from this point from rest, and passes to this via point theta 1, and stops at point theta f, which is the final point of this trajectory. So we may use any suitable value of theta 0, theta f, and theta 1. But here it is important to note that we have to select the value of theta naught, theta f, and theta 1 in such a way that all these values come in same quadrant of a 4-quadrant system. So their value may come in first quadrant, or they all may come in second quadrant, or they all may come in third or fourth quadrant in order to make the system stable. So we have to use 2 cubic that are connected in 2 segment spline. So this trajectory need to be divided in 2 segments. This is the first segment, and this is the second segment, and these 2 segment has to be modeled or has to be interpolated, connected by cubic equations. And the acceleration at the intermediate point, that means acceleration at the via point, should be continuous. So in this way we have to generate the trajectory for this problem. The second problem, we have to check the stability of the system using Lyapunov method. So corresponding to the value of theta 0, theta 1, theta f, we have to apply the Lyapunov method, which is based on the total energy of the system. So we have to calculate the kinetic energy and the potential energy. Then their summation should be a constant value. Then we have to differentiate it and follow the procedure given in Lyapunov method. The third problem. Here it is asked to find the gain Kp and Kv if we apply position regulation control law. So apply position regulation control law. What is the purpose of position regulation? The purpose of position regulation is that suppose you apply you want your link to maintain this position. So even this even a gravity is applied or any disturbance applies, still the controller should regulate this position, and it should not allow the link to move or link to deviate from this particular position. So this position need to be regulated. So for that purpose we apply a position regulation control, and in the position regulation control we require two parameters, they are Kp and Kv, and their values need to be calculated. And it is also given that this Kp and Kv should result in the systems being critically damped with a closed loop stiffness of 4. So after applying this position regulation control, your system should have like a critically damped system, and the closed loop stiffness of the system should be 4, or in place of 4 you can choose your own value of closed loop stiffness. The fourth problem is you have to find the expression of torque applied by the motor on the link. The expression of this torque has to be calculated when the manipulator is regulated by a trajectory following control. So you have to apply two type of control. The first one is position regulation control, and the second one is trajectory following control. So here there is a note that since the damping and stiffness is neglected in the simulation, here it should be written that it needs to be neglected in the simulation. Okay. So in the simulation, because the damping and stiffness are neglected, so you will see that in the control law partitioning method, which will be used in the trajectory following control, a variable beta is used. So in control law partitioning, beta variable is used, and its value depends on damping and stiffness. So if the damping and stiffness are 0, then the value of beta will be 0. So you can neglect beta in the method of control law partitioning. So in the next few slides, I will cover the basics of trajectory generation, basics of Lyapunov method, basics of position regulation control, basics of trajectory following control. So along with the basics, I will also suggest a method that how this particular problem has to be solved using these basics. Sorry, so there are 5 problems instead of 4. So it need to be corrected. This is 5. So total there are 5 problems. The fifth problem is that once we found this expression of torque, then that expression of torque we have to use to apply on a virtual system. Virtual system is a mathematical model of this single link manipulator system. So we have to generate a mathematical model of this single link manipulator, and we have to apply this torque on this model. So we have found the torque, and this torque we have to apply on the model. And once you apply the torque, you will get some response. So the first problem of our question is to generate trajectory using 2 cubics. Okay, so we can use these 2 cubics, then solve these 2 cubics and find out the coefficients. A10, A11, A12, A13, A20, A21, A22, and A23. So how we will solve these coefficients? For that, we will need the initial conditions. So what initial conditions are provided? The initial angle is theta naught, and corresponding to this initial angle, we know that the motion is 0, so velocity is 0. The link starts moving at this particular initial angle, and the goal point is given, and we know that at this particular goal point the link stops moving, so the velocity will be 0. So this cubic can be used to map this transformation from here to here, and this cubic can be used to map this motion from B to C. So this cubic is to evaluate this cubic between t is equal to 0 and t is equal to tf1, and evaluate this cubic over an interval from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to tf2. So once you put t is equal to 0, you will get theta 0 is equal to 1 0, and then if you put t is equal to 0 in this equation, then you will get this y point theta v is equal to a20. Similarly, you can substitute all these initial conditions, and you will get total 8 equations. So once you solve these 8 equations, you will find the 8 unknowns of these cubics. 4 unknowns corresponding to this cubic and 4 unknowns corresponding to this cubic. The next problem was about Lyapunov stability analysis. So for our single link manipulator, we have to analyze the Lyapunov stability. So to understand the basics of Lyapunov stability, I have considered a simple mass spring damper system, and the equation of motion of a spring mass damper system is mx double dot plus bx dot plus kx is equal to 0. The total energy of the system is given by U is equal to half mv square plus half kx square, and if you take a derivative of this total energy, then you will get u dot is equal to mx dot plus x double dot plus kx into x dot is equal to, you can take x dot in common here, and remaining will be mx double dot plus kx. And you know that this mx double dot plus kx from this equation is equal to minus bx dot. Okay, so put bx dot in place of this mx double dot plus kx, and as a result you will get this equal to minus bx dot square. And since b is a positive quantity, and we are taking the square of this x dot velocity, that means this b into x dot square as a whole is a positive quantity. Okay, so this total rate of change of total energy is negative. That means energy is always leaving the system unless this x dot becomes 0. So what will happen when x dot becomes 0? So once x dot becomes 0, this total energy will be equal, rate of change of total energy will be equal to 0. That means now the system will stop leaving any energy. Okay, so before the time this x dot is not equal to 0, the system will leave energy. Okay. That means however initially perturbed the system will lose energy until it comes to rest. That means initially the system can store this much energy, that is kx, and initially the bx dot and mx double dot will be 0 because of initially the system will not possess any initial velocity or initial acceleration, so these two terms will be 0. So if these two terms are 0, that means kx will be 0, and as a result x is equal to 0. Hence the system with any initial conditions, that means any initial energy, the system will eventually come to rest at the equilibrium point. This is a simple example proof of a general technique called Lyapunov stability analysis. So the detail about this Lyapunov stability analysis is covered in a lecture, and it is uploaded on YouTube. So you can refer that YouTube video to understand this Lyapunov stability analysis in more detail. So in place of this equation of motion, for our single link manipulator, the equation of motion will be like this: ml squared theta double dot plus mlg cos theta, and this tau will be 0, because this in case of Lyapunov stability analysis, the system equation of motion is written without any externally applied force. Then the third problem of our question of single link manipulator was related to position regulation. In this position regulation control law, we apply a force on the system which is calculated by this formula. So what this formula represents? It represents that this state of the system, that is displacement. So displacement will be measured and it will be multiplied by a parameter kp, and the velocity state of the system will be measured and will be multiplied by the parameter kb, and they will be added, and this force will be calculated as a minus of kpx and minus of kvx dot. So if you apply this external force on this system, which is a, suppose this system is a spring mass damper system, so equation of motion of the system will be mx double dot plus px dot plus px. And if you apply this external force on this system, then this equation, this will be this mx dot this mx double dot plus bx dot plus kx will be equal to f, where f is equal to minus kpx minus kvx dot. This equation can be simplified in this manner. So if you compare this expression with equation of motion of spring mass damper system without any force, then you can find that this new spring mass damper system will have a damping of b plus kb and a stiffness of k plus kp. So if you assume that your single link manipulator, is free from any damping and stiffness, and if you apply position regulation control law, then just put b is equal to 0 and k is equal to 0. You will see that after applying this position regulation linear control, your single link manipulator will possess a virtual damping b dash, and this b dash will be equal to kb, and it will, this single link manipulator will also possess a stiffness, and the stiffness will be equal to k dash is equal to kp. So by setting the control gain kv and kp, we cause the closed loop system to appear to have any kind of second order system behavior that we wish. For example, for closed loop stiffness k dash, you can achieve the critical damping b dash is equal to 2 root mk dash, and if you apply corresponding to this closed loop stiffness k dash, if you apply a critical damping b dash is equal to 2 root mk dash, then your system will behave like a critically damped system. So the new system, after applying position regulation control, follow this equation of motion, and we know that b dash and k dash expressions are like this. So by setting the control gains, we cause the closed loop system to appear to have any second order system behavior that we wish. For example, this already I have covered. Next is trajectory following control. So suppose we want to apply trajectory following control on the single link manipulator, then this is example of model based partitioned control law. And in this model based partition control law, if you apply x d double dot, that means acceleration at this location, position at this location, and velocity at this location, and you calculate the error in the prescribed position and the measured position, error between prescribed velocity and the measured velocity, and if you multiply this error by kp, this velocity error by kb, and take algebraic sum of the signals and calculate f dash, and then multiply f dash by term alpha, and here the beta is 0 for our particular case, because in our case we are not considering any damping and stiffness, so beta will be 0. So just multiply f dash by alpha, and if you apply this signal on your system, you will get you will see that your system is following the prescribed trajectory. So the system will follow the assigned trajectory that you use. So in trajectory following control, we specify the prescribed trajectory. And here it is important to assume that a smooth trajectory is assigned. So whatever trajectory you are applying this XD, it should be a smooth trajectory. That means at least it should be a cubic. Okay, and that means if you are taking a cubic, then its first two derivatives will exist. So either you can take a cubic expression of trajectory, or the trajectory should be a higher order polynomial. So if you define the error between trajectory E is equal to xd minus x, then this f dash equation will be equal to xd double dot plus kve dot plus kpe. So f dash is equal to xd double dot kpe plus kve dot. Okay. Now combine this applied force with the equation of motion of a unit mass, and you will get that x double dot is equal to xd double dot plus kve plus kpe. Here, this initially it was alpha. So in trajectory following control, or in model-based partition control, we put alpha is equal to the mass of the system. So if this mass, if you consider it a unity mass, then as a result you will see that s double dot is equal to xp double dot plus kve dot plus kpe. So how we got this f dash is equal to x double dot? Because if you take a system of unit mass without any damping and stiffness, then f dash, that means externally applied force, will be equal to 1 into x double dot plus bx dot will be 0 plus kx will be 0. So finally f dot will be equal to x double dot. So put f dash is equal to x double dot, and that will be equal to xd double dot plus kve dot plus kpe. Finally, this x double dot can be transferred to the right hand side of the equation, and this x double dot minus xd double dot will give you e double dot plus kve dot plus kpe is equal to 0. So for unit mass, if you compare this equation with this equation, then you will see that your steady state error will be 0. That means you are not applying any force, so the steady state error will be 0. So exact trajectory can be followed at the steady state. The transient response can be made critically damped if you put kv is equal to 2 root kp. So if you are taking a system of unit mass free from any damping and stiffness, and if you put kv is equal to 2 root kp, then you can make the transient response critically damped. So from where I got this kv is equal to 2 root kp, because we know that b dash is equal to 2 root m k dash, and we know that b dash is equal to b plus kv, so b is 0. So b dash will be equal to kv is equal to 2 under root m is equal to 1, and k dash is equal to k plus kp, because k is 0. So here we will get kp. So you can also add a integral term in this equation. Sorry, in this equation you can add one integral term, like here, if a disturbance force is applied externally on the system. So if your system is affected from any significant disturbance, then you can apply a integral term. Okay, and if you want to apply this integral term and take a derivative of this equation, then you will get this expression. And for a constant disturbance, okay, for a constant disturbance, you can see that at steady state this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0, and because this is a constant disturbance, so you will get k I is equal to 0, and finally E will be equal to 0. So with this control law, the system becomes a third order system if you apply a integral term, and to make it a second order system, to make this third order system very close to second order system, we keep the value of ki very small. And if you use very small value of ki, your system will behave like a second order system. although it has become a third order system after applying this integral theorem. This form of control law is called a PID control law, or P means proportional, I means integral, D means derivative. So follow this procedure and solve your problem and submit the result before the deadline. Thank you so much.